Have you ever looked at the word competition? Have you ever looked at that? You have C-O-M, dealing with community, communications, dealing with technology, an allusion to technology, like .com, telecom. And petition are in competition. Now, I just received something from a supporter in the comments, question of whether or not the Doppelgängers, whether or not they're fans, and what's the whole deal with the Doppelgängers. So I can go ahead and tie this into the whole competition phenomenon, because it's the same duality ultimately applies in unpacking competition. It's not one singular word, but a compound word, two words going into one, and petition. So petition is to make a request. That's a petition. You're making a supplication, dropping a request, making a petition. You're asking for something. You're asking, so you have the asking and you have the communication. So essentially, competition is the request for communication. Because ultimately in competition, what's supposed to happen, and this is why we say, don't be competitive, be creative, because this points to the learning that goes into it. Think of the Bruce Lee philosophy that he applied to the game of death schematics. Each fighter in each level of the shrine represented a different style, but the whole idea of the game of death and his ascent through the shrine of the fighters with different styles was for each of them to blend their styles and to learn from one another. It wasn't to see whose style was the best. And this is why when Bruce Lee finally fought Kareem at the end, it was more like a street fight. And the homage that's still paid to that film to this day is MMA, mixed martial arts. The game of death is arguably the progenitor of that idea. So shout out to Bruce Lee. The dragon. He was ahead of his time. Enter the Dragon, Return of the Dragon, right? You know of a nation that represents a dragon. You can read between the lines. That's how cinema works. They really are master teachers. You just teach it through cinema, through what is called theater. So are Doppelgängers fans? Possibly even more. Because the information that kind of goes out word in the underground from the dark web, word from the onion router, allegedly, that Doppelgängers are really sent to phase out the originals, taking the best parts of whoever that original human is and just cloning Tyrone. The Doppelgängers are potentially your replacements. Yeah, we all have people who look like us, but I've had, I didn't run into all of my Doppelgängers. I ran into one of my Doppelgängers and I was like, who do I have a kid with? This was like a 7-year-old version of myself that I seen like many years back. I said, look, I know it. I ain't had no, you know what I mean? Look. So at the end of the day, the Doppelgängers, and who knows if they even know, but from what I hear, it's connected to the gang stalking software. So anything that's gang stalking in terms of going after targeted individuals, the theorem behind that is that they're even more than fans. It takes you have to go far above and beyond fanaticism in order to be a gang stalker. This is what they say the purpose of the doppelganger is: to gang stalk, to gaslight, to eventually replace. And sometimes you're gaslighting the original soul's social circle, because if you're sending clones that look just like her boyfriend and she's seeing her boyfriend all over town dressed different, this could probably drive a wedge, because she swears she saw him here and there, and he swears that he wasn't there, he was at the house, but she could have swore she saw him. So the doppelganger thing, it can turn like that. That's what can happen. It's one of the realities of the doppelganger. And let the doc tell it from Back to the Future, and you can split the universe apart, causing a unique time paradox. I have no idea whether that's true. I never ran into a doppelganger, never spoke to one. I've seen, people that looked amazingly like me here and there, but I have sets of twins in my family. We have strong genes. And I got a lot of cousins who look exactly like me. Some are men, some are women, some are, just about all of them are tall. Me standing at 6 feet, I'm the little guy on my father's side. 6 feet is short. That's short. 6 feet on the father's side of my family. 6 feet is like 5'9", 5'8", 5'9". We got a lot of multiple people that's like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", and up. Multiple. I thought I was going to be 7 feet because I'm 6 feet now. I reached this height by the time I was 14. So I got there right away. Roughly same body weight and everything, give or take. Give or take like, 20 pounds. And so I wonder if the doppelganger thing is what it is, and if all of that ties into it, then it's like, I was in a lot of special gifted and talented programs, and I found myself in a lot of exclusive circles and a lot of exclusive situations, just off virtue of being a smart student with remarkable grades. But who's to say I wasn't being cloned and you know what I mean? You see styles that come out later. Like we were wearing uniforms maybe 15, 20 years before your average school required uniforms. And so you see this and you deal with times where you're sticking out like a sore thumb and you're saying, is there somebody taking notes? Did somebody take notes? Like we're swearing that only the people around us know about certain styles and things like that. And then here you go, you see somebody that you never seen before. They're not from your neighborhood. You don't know of them knowing anybody that you know, but they just like you. What they call it sometimes, a brother from another mother or a sister from another mister. It could be a doppelganger effect. And the doppelganger takes on more than one face. You might not hear this often connected to doppelgangery, but consider twin flameology and the hidden doppelganger. Because energetically, you got doppelgangers too. Also call them kindred spirits. Ace Boon Coons, partners. Or to very lightly put it, besties. Work perfect together. Twin flames, but energetic / spiritual doppelgangers, really. So the similitude from human to human starts with that kind of subtlety. So as far as the doppelganger, and again, it's theorized. I haven't been able to prove, anything in terms of doppelgangers. And when I go to channel it, all of the information comes through as true. So on some level, they're doing this everywhere. Like some places in the world, they're doing the clone thing. In other places, a lot of y'all just look alike. So it's both. In this time, 2024 and beyond, you want to be what Einstein would consider a superpositionalist. Since you can't prove anything, just go ahead and let both things be true. Just let both things be true in the same time, in the same space, because again, for those who are operating off of the faith software, doesn't it say love is the greatest of all things? Love believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. The greatest of all things is love. I believe that's somewhere in either 1st or 2nd Corinthians. So if you're using the faith software from the last eon, which you could say is officially over as of a week ago, you can go ahead and carry that right on over into this new dispensation, especially if you're not working with the whole middleman concept. If you're really accepting the identity, or I should say the operation of God as I. Not to say that you and me personally are the one true God, but inside of whoever the one true God is, it should contain everybody. Because I couldn't see anyone who's a one true God not to be the parent of everybody. So, I don't think the devil can have anything up his sleeves if he's not using characteristics given to him by the Father.